Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody. It's locked, all right. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. I cannot enter. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. It's locked. These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. And Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked. Tippett has made an It's locked. It's locked, all right. spells can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage. It's locked, all right. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet. With all the money.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money.
What's going on between you and Nurse?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all...
During the war,
Maybe you're right.
you do realize you could both get fired.
Come on, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
I will not let you down, my boy. I'm all right.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls? When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
How painful.
So painful.
How painful.
So painful.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing
I have to go.
to give you the doubt.
Don't waste your time. With me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is...
Goodbye, Mrs. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you? I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be...
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
We managed to arrange to have you buried in the same massacre.
It's locked, all right.
That might help.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
giant.
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Doc.
And I'm Doc.
Well, it's a.
How would you describe
It's serious.
Nurse Hawk?
I wish I could.
You. How long?
Or long enough.
I don't like your attitude, Nurse Hawkins.
Sorry.
How is the
Well, not well.
Why is Milton grumpy?
Milton's not the kind of man.
Why does Milton...
I don't know.
Pepper,
Yes,
I have no
the
intent...
rules say I.
Is he worth...
Hey,
Goodbye, Nurse.
See you again.
Never ceases to amaze me how you...
Good evening.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague. Not anymore, sir.
What do you mean?
No, sir.
Are you a...
Why should I?
Sir... How did you get...
After I left the army...
Have we met?
I don't think so.
When we first...
Funny story, sir. You're...
Do you work...
Yes, very...
Why did...
Because the...
Why...
It was for...
Please show me.
Of course.
I cannot enter.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed...
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Do you need...
I have just a few...
Then ask her what...
You mentioned...
Certainly.
That...
I feel it was...
Yet...
The Brotherhood.
Since you seem...
As men of...
Must...
You are...
The...
You will find...
Since I...
Well, for me...
Where do we...
To be...
What do you...
What we need...
The man we...
He was a...
Just for...
A scout.
Where do...
The name...
We'll see each other...
Came here in the first place.
Daily routine.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You seem surprised.
You're a vamp... The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to...
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have...
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by...
You make me blush.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your...
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first...
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me...
These past insufferable weeks...
What are your expectations?
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital...
Who would be so foolish as to threaten?
Even if it were the case...
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the
As immortal tradition doth...
Please continue.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my...
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, Your Ladyship.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital.
I'll take care of it.
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could...
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is our little...
I think of nothing.
My situation...
You are going to reveal all this.
What? What is this? Who are...
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want...
Please, calm down, madam. I assure... Harriet Jones. Indeed.
Oh, better than any patient nurse.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on.
Blackmail? Wait.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones,
God's honest truth, Doctor.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little...
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigan's, whores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the...
This is your business, Doctor, not mine.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. Miss Jones. Now...
Well...
Have you noticed...
It would be a...
Everyone...
Thieves are...
Come now. If you...
It's terrible.
I see.
No one can...
I'll come and visit you. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Hello again.
Goodbye, mister.
How long... Damn it. Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long's it going to take to fix me, probably? A month? A year?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doc.
What can you tell...
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones.
No matter how you feel about her,
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
she could have been telling the truth.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough.
What can you tell...
Let me guess.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawk. Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you know if any...
The people who...
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your...
Look around you, Dr. Reed.
Perhaps you did it with the best intentions, Nurse Brannigan, but you...
You mean you've never made a mistake?
Have you seen a...
I've never heard...
Goodbye, Nurse. Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes.
Dr. Tippett.
He was also very...
What is the...
This hospital...
It's not
Don't be misled.
What can you tell me?
Some are really good.
Any opinion of...
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's...
Ah, yes.
Don't get me wrong.
Tell me more.
Nurse Brad...
You really seem to admire...
I'll go even further.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you...
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the...
Your attitude...
You're right.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor.
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake.
What was the nature?
It was a twofold error.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some...
Why not...
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it...
Have you heard of...
I have no time for...
I will cover for you, Dr. Tippett, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make.
Then I can make you this
What will you do?
I always felt...
Goodbye, Doctor.
At least that mistress of the dark. Stop.
Good evening, Miss...
Dr. Reed.
And why?
People who don't sleep at night all...
You're lucky to be alive, Mr.
This place is...
Consider yourself...
Don't play the innocent...
Do you ever...
The wounded...
That man...
What a surprise...
What did he want?
I read...
Only the strongest survive, then?
I'm the toughest bastard.
How is your hot...
This is just shit.
What's wrong?
That bastard used...
I see.
The nurses aren't too...
What's wrong?
Come on, Doc.
But you're alive.
What do you expect?
Have you heard?
Blackmail.
How long do you think you can...
I know this city like the...
The police may be...
Well, how come you didn't tell me?
I'll leave you.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman. Last warning.
Hey!
I'll leave you for now.
Don't worry, we're safe.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
What sort of creature is this? Here's what's left of him. Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Feel the fresh air!
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here, and...
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to...
Okay.
All right, Mr. Thatcher, you're safe now.
Yes, yeah.
Good. Now leave...
Stupid beast!
Oh, mine, vermin!
crime!
It's one of them! Christ! He's dead!
It's locked. Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Someday you'll understand. You've what? What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street.
What?
I'm Dr. Reed.
No.
What can you tell?
Nothing to say.
You don't have a...
Not since the...
You mean you...
Yeah, I don't...
The hat...
I'm sick.
Whatever the...
I swear I didn't want...
Do you know no...
It's funny, I've been so...
Really?
Word is, yeah.
A gun out... Good evening, miss.
Good evening.
Actually...
Then you have...
Oh, Tell me,
The region is...
what do you...
Most of them are
Is there...
Cadigan.
Do you know...
I don't like to...
Competition?
Never met her.
I'd like to see what...
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
A gun out...
the Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
What do you want?
Good evening, sir.
There is no Dorothy Crane.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the...
Really?
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. It's locked, all right. Nobody at home.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I cannot enter. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Welcome, sir.
I am Doctor.
Doctor?
How is
Business?
I see.
It's no secret.
As a...
What you mean?
Violent?
Yeah.
Where did this...
In the closed work?
Have you...
No.
Have you...
Nurse.
So she's trying to have...
Dorothy Crane.
That doesn't take...
Your precious nurse.
Goodbye for now. Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist?
I'm not a journalist.
A doctor?
Really?
I'm Joe Peters.
May I ask?
I'll do whatever I want.
According to...
Not familiar with...
This part of town does...
Totally.
How did you become the...
There's no pride in...
A job?
I got enlisted by the Wep.
Most people do.
I don't care what you think.
I'm not sure Mr. Luke...
Oh, do you really think...
Have you heard of a...
Dorothy Crane?
Could you please tell me...
She's a nice girl.
Goodbye, Mr.
Joe, please. I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett. You know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe?
Hello, young man. I'm Dr.
Sorry, no.
Your father is worried about you.
So my father... Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So?
I'm not bothered.
How do you feel?
I'm fine.
Speaking...
My father is an idiot.
Forgive my...
Why should I?
I'm sure your father...
That's exactly what my father...
If life here... So that's why you...
I'm not afraid of disease.
Your father and Mr. Lewis...
I was young then.
Have you tried speak...
I don't go out often.
But you...
Am I not?
Do you know...
Yes.
Goodbye, young...
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
It's locked.
So?
I'm not bothered.
Would it ease tension?
Can't say.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me.
Goodbye, young man.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Don't be...
I'm not looking...
All right, then.
Christina, have...
I don't like dog.
Considering...
If it is going to happen...
You can put...
And you think that...
Tell me about it.
Are you joking?
I have no... I'm sure...
And when exactly was the...
Do you know...
I don't know.
You seem to...
Dorothy...
Goodbye, Mitt. Good evening, miss. I know what you're... I know you want... Very well.
It's locked, all right.
Protection against malevolence and trickery.
I'm cheap and I'm clean, I promise.
Forgive my...
Do not apologize.
I am Doc...
Aside?
What do you mean?
Also,
Quite a job.
you,
Well,
as a dog,
what do you mean?
the beast,
Really?
we must fight.
What is left?
Cleansing.
Tell me, Tobias.
God will.
Science?
See, Doctor?
What do you mean?
Also,
Quite a judge.
you are.
I am. Tell me.
God will.
Science?
See, Doctor?
What do you mean?
Also,
Quite a judge.
you are.
Well,
As a dog,
what do you mean?
the beast.
I have... Good evening.
It's fu.
Have you any...
No.
You sent...
As a
Where did...
I said.
Do you know...
I don't love
So, you're not exactly...
nuns.
Why do you...
Before
I have heard enough.
Excuse me,
Sorry.
Dr. Reed.
Why are the new...
There's a war.
I serve...
Sir,
Have you any...
I've had to...
I must confess...
I'll remember.
What is a journal?
He goes where...
So you risk...
Whitechapel is...
That's quite...
Not at all, sir.
Christina Popper,
Of course I
Do you think things...
I believe the...
I heard you...
Not much, I'm afraid.
It's confidential.
Are you sure?
Without a doubt.
I don't know much of...
He never...
No.
Really?
He went to the...
He has no...
No.
Where can I find...
He spends most of his...
Goodbye, Mr... Good evening, sir.
Please be my guest.
Really?
I'm a poet.
May I ask?
Not at all.
If you say.
Thank you, Doc.
But are you not?
Oh, why should I?
What are your thoughts?
Terrible, you say?
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before?
Peaceful.
Most people fail.
Are you aware?
But this is where...
I
don't care.
If some...
Well, you've...
Tell me, Mr.
The place is...
In what way?
The struggle...
If you say so.
Such vibrant...
Vivid, of course.
Oh, yes? The point...
Do you not?
On the contrary...
What can you tell?
Not much.
Perhaps you're just...
One day, perhaps.
And have you ever...
Maybe I...
May I ask...
Extraordinary.
What can you...
Darius...
Not interested.
Darius...
I'm looking for
Dorothy.
I'll leave you alone. Hello again, miss. Tell me about... Melia, I know... A stubborn... Very well. Goodbye. Hello again, miss. Very well. I cannot enter.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in. Good evening.
Change your...
Clayton Dark.
I believe Clayton.
Are you talking?
I've seen your type coming.
Why this skeptic?
How can you...
Goodbye, miss.
You look so pale, my lord. Would you like me to revive you?
I should never have taken up my father's business.
You again? What do you want this time?
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now, and people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Fancy
You never... Joe...
I've known Joe for...
What can you...
Colossus.
Taking out your...
We've all had some...
And no one...
Nobody would...
What do you know?
Harry's a good...
What trouble?
Despite being...
Goodbye for now.
You're late. Where's my money?
Mr. Petrescu, just one.
You again?
Sir, wait. Don't you see...
I'm nothing.
Yes, you...
I have to admit.
It's locked, all right.
If you want...
We've not been...
I am Darius.
So Dorothy...
Like my...
She seems
more than...
Tell me everything.
I do not...
Who is she?
She's not from...
You say she hasn't...
Well, that...
Are you not?
She is a...
Are you in love?
Don't be...
Tell me...
I do not...
Do you have...
Oh, no.
Don't be embarrassed.
It's quite...
This...
No.
I know,
but
remain...
It is not...
How did you... You mean...
Really?
Goodbye, Mr.
Can you hear my voice? I need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort, liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Don't question me, nurse. I need a drain. Now.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. To what do I owe this courtesy? I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's...
Dr. Swansea is a sensible...
It's easy for you...
So...
I know you're...
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
It's a leech! Steady, boys! Got a taste of this! No! This one's a top! Finish it! What's up with this? Oh my God!
Good evening.
Goodbye, Miss Swan.
It's locked. Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! Cross the leech, boys!
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
I'll send you back in the fucking grave! Big boy! I'll take his head!
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you...
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed.
Hiding your true appetite.
Spare me your sarcasm.
No need to apologize.
The situation is somewhat...
Anyway, I have
I see.
The case is closed.
So who was it?
My lady. The blackmailer was dealt with using the...
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid.
Why does
Dr. Swansea...
What do you know?
The Brotherhood is...
And no...
As you well know.
I know this is...
Really?
Very well.
A lady has...
And who
My maker.
Why did you say...
I could hardly...
William Bishop?
No, Jonathan.
What type of...
Not a true vampire.
I've been away...
Things have gone from bad to...
The Spanish flu.
Yes.
What is it, you...
Fear has locked...
Are there many?
Immortals.
Do you know any?
You mean your mate?
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you...
Will they all be as...
I do not see why not.
That sounds like...
Vampire politic.
When I awoke...
Though I can't be certain...
Once...
They have seen better day.
You make them sound...
More a society.
I've been hearing a voice.
Hush. Tell no one this.
Excuse my forward.
Me?
How could this cause...
Only the powerful immortal.
I don't understand. Why was I created?
That is a question. Oh.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it.
I'd like to... A vampire?
Such a crude...
Are you an Ekon?
Yes, I am.
So we are Ekons.
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not.
I bid you farewell.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient. Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.